where we work, with patients, and with customers. It is not as easy to imagine practicing virtue when we don't have to. When we have power over suppliers and distributors, they have to do what we say. It is harder still to imagine exhibiting virtue toward people who have treated us disrespectfully. When we reflect on a time when someone treated us with contempt, hard feelings quickly boil up all over again. We can more easily imagine wringing the neck of someone who disrespected us. It is not without reason that I might want to be virtuous, but not if it puts me at the mercy of an unvirtuous competitor. So it is a pretty tough standard to consider how to execute a business plan that considers employees, customers, investors, suppliers, distributors, and the environment, and that, when needed, treats unvirtuous people respectfully. It can seem pretty idealistic to imagine being respectful towards someone who cheats, someone who abuses power, or someone who lies about me. The case for respecting others. Just as is taught to the U.S. Marines, here are 4 reasons to at least consider respecting others, even those who do not plan to return the favor. First, when we disrespect others, we are the ones who get hurt. The Marines are on a journey to shift their culture from being killers to being protectors. Physicians specializing in post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, for soldiers have uncovered interesting brain imaging data. When soldiers abuse their power, they are the ones who get sick. In the commercial sector, when people make money by dehumanizing others, they might get rich, but we will share data in this book that make it clear that they lead a life that is unfulfilled and isolated, and the odds are increased that they will get sick. Second, we desperately need a moral compass that does not waver during turbulent times. Yet, if the value and meaning of virtue are not articulated, we risk moral confusion during periods when moral clarity is most needed. The default ethic can quickly become treating people with respect unless you have to hurt others to get ahead or gain a profit. The organizational ethic becomes do what you have to do. Third, when virtue shrinks to only my team or my tribe, then we start our walk down the slippery slope. We best mitigate risk when we take into account the widest possible concern. This does not mean that I will never fire someone, lay someone off, or sue someone. It does mean that I will strive to respect everyone to the best of my imperfect ability. Fourth, virtue is a sustainable way to compete. Who is more dangerous than a mother bear protecting her cubs? People who are protecting others, who enhance the life of others, are on a mission. They are tough to beat. In the marketplace, just as mothers protecting cubs are tough to beat, caring cultures are also tough to beat. This is why the virtues are not just nice terms that relate to nice people. Character and virtues move us beyond our personal needs. Teams that practice virtue communicate more effectively with each other and are more willing to share ideas and knowledge. These are teams that effectively execute strategies. One of the clearest benefits of developing virtue in organizations is increased engagement. The reason is simple. Engagement is a function of trusting and meaningful relationships, and relationships are more trusting and meaningful when we practice virtue. A volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous VUCA world. Building a sturdy virtue wall is achieved by focusing on our convictions rather than our circumstances. Often, circumstances cannot be controlled, but the way we respond can always be controlled. Like virtue, high performance also focuses on what can be controlled. This is why there is much to be gained by learning how high performance is taught to soldiers, athletes, and astronauts. Most of us are not involved in the life and death decisions of a soldier. Few of us understand the anxiety of playing in front of thousands of fans in a stadium and millions of fans on TV the way athletes do. We don't know what it feels like to experience weightlessness, yet we can learn how to focus on what we can control from the same lessons taught to the soldier, the athlete, and the astronaut. Here is what soldiers, athletes, and astronauts